Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Little Chapel of Faith. My name is Tina. If you're new here, welcome. If you're returning, welcome back. We have platforms on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and TikTok. If you're on any of those or all of those, please like, subscribe, and share. We are here with our readings from the Autobiography of St Therese, Story of a Soul. We're going to continue. We are starting chapter 6, so let's begin. 3 days after our pilgrimage to Bayeux, I set out on a far longer one, this time the Eternal City. I saw splendid monuments, studied treasures of art and religion, and most wonderful of all, stood on the very soil that the apostles trod, the soil bedewed with martyrs' blood, and from its contact these sacred things, my soul grew strong while I learned the emptiness of things that pass. I want to try my other glasses back. I don't feel like I'm seeing those very well. Let's try these. Okay. I am glad I went to Rome. Only I can see why some thought Father took me on this pilgrimage to change my views about the religious life. A vocation not so secure might have been shaken. To start with, Celine and I found ourselves mixing with members of the aristocracy. In fact, the pilgrimage seemed to be made up of them, but we were not impressed, and looked upon their high-sounding titles as nothing more than the vapor of smoke. The words of the imitation, "Do not be solicitous for the shadow of a great name," were not lost on me, and I realized the real nobility is in the soul, not in a name. Isaiah said that the Lord shall call his servant by another name, and in St. John we read to him that overcometh, I will give a wild counter, and on the counter a new name within which no man knoweth, but he that receiveth. We shall be told the titles of nobility in heaven. Then shall every man have praise from God, and the one who chose for the love of God to be the poorest and most obscure on earth will be the first and the richest and the most glorious in heaven. This was one thing I learned. Another was about priests. Up to then, the principal aim of the Carmelite reform was a mystery to me. I was quite happy to pray for sinners. The idea of praying for priests seemed surprising, because I thought their souls must be crystal pure. But I grasped my vocation while I was in Italy, and this alone would have made the journey worthwhile. I met many saintly priests that month, but I also found out that in spite of being above angels by their supreme dignity, they were none the less men, and still subject to human weakness. If holy priests, the salt of the earth, as Jesus calls them in the gospel, have to be prayed for, what about lukewarm? Again, as Jesus says, if the salt shall lose its savor, wherewith shall it be salted? With a magnificent vocation we have, it is for us in Carmel to preserve the salt of the earth, to be the apostles of our Lord, by our prayers and sacrifices, while they preach the gospel to others by word and example. What a noble task! But I must not run on here, or my pen would never stop. To go back to the journey itself, let me tell you more details. Lisieux was like still shrouded in darkness as we passed through its silent streets on the morning of the 4th of November. I seemed to be off in an unknown with wonderful things in store for me. When we got to Paris, Father made us see all the sights, but for me, Our Lady of Victory was everything. I can't describe what I experienced at her shrine. The graces she gave me there were like those of my first communion, filling me with peace and happiness. In the sanctuary, Mary, my mother, made it quite clear to me that really was she who had smiled on me and cured me. With all my heart, I begged her to keep me far from all occasions of sin, and to make my dream come true by casting about me her mantle of virginity. I knew quite well that the pilgrimage I should meet with the things which might upset me. I knew nothing about evil, and was afraid of finding it. To the pure, all things are pure. The simple and upright see no evil, because it does not exist in inanimate things, and only in impure hearts. But I had not found that one yet. As devotion of St. Joseph had always from the beginning been closely bound up with my devotion to Our Lady, I prayed to him that he might take care of me too, and I used to say every day the prayer. Saint Joseph, Father and Protector of Virgins, under such patronage I knew I was out of harm's reach. We left Paris on November 7th after consecrating ourselves to the Sacred Heart of the Basilica of Montmartre. On the train, every compartment was given a saint's name, the patron saint of a priest in the compartment of his parish being chosen in his honor. In front of everybody, ours was named after St. Martin, and the compliment so moved Father that he went once to thank Monsignor Legoux, the Vicar General of Constances, who was directing the pilgrimage. After this, several people referred to the Father as Monsieur St. Martin. Father Riverni was keeping a sharp eye on me, and I could see this even at distance. If I did not happen to be sitting opposite him at the table, he used to lean forward so that he could see and hear what I was doing. He must have been satisfied, and it seemed to the end to be more favorable towards me. I say in the end because, as you will see, in Rome, he was anything but my advocate. I think I'm going to leave it there for today, because my eyes are really giving me a problem. So we will be back again tomorrow with more. I went to, we have St. Joseph's Abbey nearby in Spencer, Massachusetts, and I got this bookmark, which I thought would be great for my book here, with a prayer to St. Therese. And I also got this. I wanted to show you really quickly. Get it off with the medal for St. Benedict on it. And I did post about what everything on this means. It also has a crucifix. I guess you hang it on your door or somewhere, where you feel like you just want to keep evil or Satan away. And that's what this says on here, Satan be gone. So I wanted to show you that because I really thought it was really, really pretty. So I did purchase it for myself. But anyway, I hope you are all having a beautiful day. Be well, be safe, be kind to each other. May God bless us all.